Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Tuesday, the first day of July 2025. I hope you're all safe and healthy today. I hope your families are safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with first responders who every day are trying their best to save lives, and those that pick up garbage to keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children that are victims of child molestation and pedophilia, people that are victims of pornography, child prostitution, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, the profiteers, and the perverts that create the industries by their demands that cause them to exist. And finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, and veterans homeless in the United States. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. So, free agency started yesterday, and the Knicks are now adding Jordan Clarkson to their team. Jordan Clarkson going to be signing with the Knicks on a vet minimum. Now, they just had PJ Tucker on the vet minimum, and they just released him to save that $3.5 million. And that $3.5 million brings their second apron cap space to $11.5 million. They're over the first cap by about a little less than $400,000. And this is where 2 years ago, the Don was saving pennies for this. Most people didn't see it then. They see it now. It's like people are still wondering, why did they trade down to get Diawara? Again, let me just remind you, if you don't understand something, just assume you don't understand and know that with Leon Rose, there's always a future reason. 100% of the time. He never does anything in the immediate that's not going to have an effect in the future. Always think of the future and understand what's going on, okay? Then there are those, I woke up this morning and I looked on YouTube, and it was on YouTube, I think it was YouTube. There's this idiot, there's a bunch of idiots out here. This is the one that caught me this morning. Can Mike Brown fix the Knicks? What is wrong with that title, y'all? Who said the Knicks were broken and that they need to be fixed? This is the new mantra that used to be, can X player save New York? You remember that mantra? Can Kevin Durant, can Michael Jordan, can somebody come and save the Knicks? That was idiotic then, and it's now you got the new idiocy. Who can fix the Knicks? The Knicks don't need to be fixed. That's like saying a brand new Bentley needs to be fixed. No, you just need to have somebody that knows how to drive that mess and not wreck it. That's what you need. So we need a coach that knows how to drive this thing and don't wreck it. We already got the pieces. We got everything we need right now to win the championship. Okay? So aside from Jordan Clarkson, so now all of the whiners of someone, we need scoring off the bench, we got it now. Jordan Clarkson is the best bench scorer the Knicks will have had since Jamal Crawford. He's the last one. I know somebody's going to mention Emmanuel Quickley, but I never considered Emmanuel Quickley a bench scorer. To me, Emmanuel Quickley, along with Tyrese Maxey coming out of Kentucky, were starting guards in the NBA. If they were coming off the bench, it was just going to be temporary. I always felt like Emmanuel Quickley was a starting NBA point guard. He just didn't get the opportunity until he went to Toronto. And then when they went and got Jalen Brunson, there was no way for him to start. He was coming off the bench because that's the way you get him in the game. But he wasn't a bench scorer. Jordan Clarkson is. Just like Jamal Crawford was a bench scorer when he was coming off. There are certain players, like Vinnie Johnson, that are built. Their game is tailor-made to coming off an NBA bench. Jordan Clarkson is that guy. He's a guy that's capable of lighting it up. You know, Malik Beasley, lighting it up, coming off the bench straight cold, and then get 20 in a quarter. So, but he's going to frustrate y'all. See, because there's going to be games where he's going to be throwing up shots and he ain't going to be hitting nothing. And you're going to be like, well, how come he keeps shooting? Why does he keep shooting? Why does he get pulled? Because they're paying him. Remember this, to come in and shoot. Now, a lot of times he's going to save games for us. He's going to win at least 2 or 3 games for us coming off the bench. And then when the playoffs come, he's going to go to a new level. Because now you're getting pretty much the best of Jordan Clarkson in the sense that he's past his physical prime. I mean, he's like 33 years old. It's not like he can't play no more. It's just that he's got now the combination of, this is the thing, players first of all, can they play in the league? Well, we're way past that. Jordan Clarkson can play in the league, right? He came into the league with the Lakers. So he could definitely play in the league. So the question then becomes, how good can he be? Well, we know now Jordan Clarkson is a bench piece, that, a piece that can come off your bench and give you bench scoring. So now, that being the case, we know he's a bench piece. He's now, he's been in the league 10 years, going into his 11th season. He is now 33 years old. He just turned 33 in June. So he's past his physical prime. But the combination of experience and still a high level of skill is there. And the hunger to win a championship. You see, Jordan Clarkson has made over $170 million in his NBA career. So in terms of getting paid, in terms of generational wealth, that's done. And that's not uncommon in the NBA. Players come into the league, they want to get paid, right? Because this is a sport that pays big time. Guaranteed contracts in the NBA. It's not like football. You get cut and you're going to get is the part of the guaranteed money. Well, that's now coming into the NBA a little bit. But for the most part, the contracts are fully guaranteed. So now, with that situation being the case, and Jordan Clarkson have made his money, the next thing, because these are athletes that are ultra competitive. So what does he want? A ring. He wants to win a ring before it's all said and done. He wants a championship. Many great players, like Charles Barkley, great player, never won a championship. Patrick Ewing, great player, never won a championship. Bernard King, great player, never won a championship. Many great players have never won championships. So to get a chip is the thing, okay? And a guy like Clarkson coming in at age 33 will have a great appreciation for the meaning of that and the legacy of it. So you're going to get a guy that comes in, he's coming in to shoot, okay? That's what he's here for. He's going to be shooting. Some nights, he's going to shoot the lights out. Other nights, you're pulling your hair out. Like, what is this guy doing? It's going to be frustrating, but it's all good because that is why he's here. That is why he's here, okay? So he is here to come off your bench. Now, last year, injury-plagued season. He only appeared in 37 games last year. So let's hope, first of all, he's healthy. He has been, since about 2021, he appeared in 79 games that year. Since then, he's been 61, 55, 37. So it's coming down a little bit. Now, last year, he averaged 26 minutes a game. I don't think he'll have to do that in New York. He won't have to play that many minutes, okay? So I think his minutes usage will go down, and I'm expecting, like, he had an 81-game season a long time ago, but that year, he only played 23 minutes a game. And I think we're probably going to be looking at that, about 23 minutes a game for him. So that being the case, he can occasionally start, but he's not really a starting level player. He's a bench piece. So, if they need to, hopefully they won't. They could start him for a game. Somebody's hurt a couple games, but hopefully they won't. They got enough depth now. They don't need to do that. So he is going to be a key in the playoffs because he is going to appreciate being in there, and he's going to be focused on winning. And that's what you want. See? So getting Jordan Clarkson was a great move, and even better, again, we got to appreciate the front office of the New York Knicks. They're getting him at a vet minimum. Okay, this is a guy, like I said, he's made $170 million over his career. He's coming to New York on a vet minimum. Now, can there be other players that come on a vet minimum? See, this is the thing. The Knicks were in the Eastern Conference Finals, and let me tell you, everybody in the league knows the Knicks are now a championship contender. Everybody knows that. Okay? Just like last year, Hartenstein and everybody else knew Oklahoma City was coming. So Oklahoma City had the money to offer Hartenstein the contract. He had other offers. Miami wanted him too. but he ended up going to Oklahoma City because that team was on the come up and it was a championship level team. Well, now everybody's looking at the Knicks the same way. So can Al Horford come? Yes. I don't know if he will or not, but we'll see. But guys are now looking at the Knicks as a destination because the organization got their game together. It's tight there now. Okay, so all the second guessing that goes on among Knicks Nation, y'all need to calm the freak down. These guys know what the hell they doing. So with respect to the coach, don't worry if it's Mike Brown. I wouldn't like it either. But I do know Leon Rose and them know what the hell they doing. And since we noticed Mike Brown's record as a defensive coach was not that great, I'm sure they noticed it. Okay? And we noticed Karl Anthony Towns is not the greatest defender. I'm sure they noticed it. So they're going to need strategies, schemes to help. Somebody mentioned, well, we got OG and we got McCollum, we got defense. No, you need more than just good defensive players. You need defensive players now, but you need a scheme. You need defensive schemes that will force teams into bad shots. That's where your coaches come in. Okay? And you need players that will carry out those defensive schemes. That's what Karl Anthony Towns' problem is. He got lost on defense quite a bit. Okay, the speed, again, it's the speed of the game. Julius Randle had the same problem. It's the speed of the game. The game moves so fast that sometimes you could even know what they're getting ready to do, and before you blink, it's done. That's how fast the game moves on the NBA level. So a guy like Towns, who played the five a lot, you got to know what's going on. This is where Mitchell Robinson is so valuable. He can read what's going on, and he can call out stuff, and he will take responsibility when he doesn't, because he knows that a lot of it is up to him to run the schemes that they need to run to get proper stops. So now you need to get a coach in there that can coach that can run schemes, that has a game plan, like Tom Thibodeau did when he was in Boston and they won a championship. Okay, so you need that. So hopefully the Knicks got that in mind. So as far as that, we know that Mike Brown is coming back for a second interview. It seems to be fluid because this morning I'm listening to Ian Begley, his last report from last night. And he's talking now, he don't know who else might be coming in. He don't know if Taylor Jenkins might coming back in. He don't know if Nori, but he did say that it's highly unlikely, which I agree, that they're going to hire a coach with no head coaching experience in the NBA, which really leaves everybody else out except Jenkins and Brown. So we got to see what's going to happen. He did also say he expects it to be done by the end of the week. I do also, because I think whoever the coach is going to be introduced at the same press conference as Jordan Clarkson. So hopefully we will know by Friday who the coach is. I'm still hoping it's Taylor Jenkins because I know that boy could coach some defense, but we got to see what happens. Mike Brown is an offensive coach. He knows how to create offensive schemes. He's worked in the Golden State system. Golden State has the best offensive schemes I've seen in many years. Mark Jackson set them up for success. There's no doubt. But Mark Jackson and nobody else put the schemes in place that Steve Kerr has. And remember, Steve Kerr was in the management at Phoenix when they had Steve Nash and Mike D'Antoni. He was in the management and he played for San Antonio. So he knows really what the basketball the right way looks like, especially offensively. So when he's in Golden State, you got to watch what they do, man. They're amazing. The off-ball movement, the schemes they run, I would have trouble. I have trouble keeping up with it from the fans' perspective. I can imagine trying to defend it, So Mike Brown learned that. And yes, he would bring that to New York. But you do not win a championship with that. What made Golden State champions is all NBA defensive players like Draymond Green, and then Thompson when he was in his prime. He was all NBA defense. And even Stephen Curry plays good defense. And when you look at the schemes they run, they could use guys like Kevon Looney, who's no longer there, but I'm saying they use those guys in their schemes to create stops. That's the bottom line. You got to get stops. So I don't trust Mike Brown to have done that because he's never done it before. But if they get somebody with him that's going to help him on that side of the basketball, I feel a lot more comfortable with Mike Brown because I know they're going to score. We just want to know if they can get stops. Okay, that's what it comes down to. You need the 3 stops in a row to start rolling on people. So you need 3 stops in a row, especially when you're coming into the playoff scheme. You need 3 stops in a row. Okay, during the course of the year, you need that too. I'm also a little concerned with Thibodeau always started slow, but it was like clockwork. By the time you get past the first of the year and going into the All-Star break, that's when his teams start cooking. And they always play best in March and April. Okay, I don't know what's going to happen with the guys they got now. Now, Tibbs was like that because Tibbs is a defensive-oriented coach, and that is a defensive coach's type of flow. So same thing with Eric Spoelstra, same thing with Tyler Jenkins, same thing. They will all do that. You'll start a little slow because for some reason, I don't know, maybe it's the defense takes time for them to catch the schemes or whatever. But the second half of the season, they finish stronger. And I like that because if you want to win a championship, you want to have your team playing its best ball at the end of the season and into the playoffs. Every team that wins does that. Some get hot at the end, like Miami did a couple years ago when they went to the finals, or Dallas did the year before this one when they went to the final. They start playing best at the end, and they start getting hot, and that's when you want to play your best ball. So we're hoping that's the case. Problem I've had with Brown is his team start off really good. They just don't finish good. That's the problem. So like I said, if they're going to hire Mike Brown, I believe they're going to bring in a defensive guy behind him to help him out. I think they will. Leon Rose knows what's at stake here, okay? He's not stupid. He built this team, and so he knows what they need to do. And the decision makers that are there with him, they know what's necessary. So we're looking to see how this shakes out. If they hire Taylor Jenkins, it's all good. If they hire Mike Brown, depending on who the assistant coach is, that could be all good too. But we'll see how this works out. But right now, we got Jordan Clarkson coming off our bench, a high-level elite scorer coming off the bench. You're going to still have your Mitchell Robinsons, your Josh Harts, your Deuce McBrides. They're going to be your guys. Now, the rotation will expand to 10 guys. So once you get past, well, right now, if it was this year, we know that it was Mitchell Robinson and Deuce McBride, and then you would have either Cameron Payne or Landry Shamet. Really, at the end of the year, it was Landry Shamet. That was your 7 or 8 that played. Sometimes they play Precious. This year, you're going to have 5 guys coming off the bench. So you got Clarkson, Hart, and Deuce. There'll be 2 others. Who those 2 are, I don't know. We will find out. It depends on a lot of things. It depends on coach, lineup, like who's the starters. Is Mitch going to start, or is Josh Hart going to start, or is somebody else going to start? That's going to be a key to knowing what the bench unit looks like. I just know there's going to be 2 more guys. You're going to have Deuce, you're going to have Hart, you're probably going to have Shamet, and you're going to have Clarkson, actually, when you look at it. So there's going to be another guy. Who is that guy? Is it Precious? Is it Mitch? Is it James Naji? We'll see. Is it Beauchamp? I don't know. You're going to need another guy, though. So, and I think it's going to be a bigger guy, So we'll see how this works out. It's going to be interesting, though. But there's going to be 10 guys playing. We already know 3 or 4 of them. Like I said, Clarkson, Hart, and Deuce. These are locks. I just want to see them re-sign Shamet, and then he'll be in there. And then who else, we'll see. That's why this summer league is going to be very important. They're going to show the youngins if they could play or not. This is what it is, sink or swim. Can you play or can you not? Can you play in the NBA? Can you play at the NBA level on a championship team? See, it's a difference in playing for a scrub team and a championship team. We're going to see. Y'all enjoy your Tuesday. So